So hello everyone, thank you for being here. My name is Michelle and I am a certified Ayurvedic coach. I am the founder of Get Going with Gratitude and I'm partnering with Pharm on this beautiful immersive cleanse program. Excuse my sinus infection. I broke some Ayurvedic rules last week, so I'm paying for them. But here we are. I'm human, but I'll get through it. So thank you everyone for being here today. I want to hold some space of gratitude for everyone on the call and also for allowing us to share in wellness together. I'll go around the table here, so to speak, and introduce everyone, and then I will be asking them questions individually. But first, we have Elizabeth Johnson. She is the owner of and founder of Pharm. And then we have Carrie Solomon, is the founder and teacher of Dragonfly Yoga and Dance.
Hi.
And then we have Laura Wall, who is a certified 90 breathwork facilitator and founder of Hearts of Healing Center. So this is our crew that is going to be facilitating the immersive cleanses with you. So first of all, we will be diving into what an immersive cleanse is, for the difference of the immersive cleanse for 2026 and what really is an immersive cleanse. So it's a 3.5-day retreat, a mini wellness retreat, we like to call it. Most of it takes place in your home, but you do join us for one evening for 2.5 hours at the restaurant where you get to see these beautiful ladies on the screen. And that is the only time that you will be in person. The rest of the time you will be at home enjoying your beautifully prepared meals. So you don't have to think about cooking. It's all done for you. We have a guided plan for you. You don't really have to think much. You just have to follow through on the plan. And then guess what? We're connected with you even at home. So we've developed this beautiful online platform too, to be able to connect with you, and you get the opportunity to ask questions, or if you troubleshoot with anything on the cleanse, you'll be able to have that as well. And then we have an Ayurvedic workshop both at the dinner and then also every evening of your cleanse. So we connect, we like to call it an immersive hour, but we connect every evening once you're at home with your meals so that we can go take a deep dive into Ayurveda. Okay, so that's the immersive cleanse in a nutshell, and I'll get started with Elizabeth's question. So Elizabeth is the heart of Pharm, and congratulations on your recent 10-year anniversary with the
Thank you.
restaurant.
Thank you.
I know it's been a journey, but I wanted to ask you, what compelled you to, since you've been doing cleanses for 10 years now, what compelled you to want to extend it further into an immersive cleanse?
So over the summer, I had some time to reflect about the upcoming 10-year anniversary of Farm Table, and I just wanted to create something that I thought was more valuable for our local community, something that had staying power. One of the things that really bothered me about the individual cleanses that we had done for 10 years was that people didn't have a sense of community. They were isolated, they were alone. There wasn't a coaching element, and the coaching element is so important, but the community element is so important as well. And so I think that what we've been able to co-create here is just, it's the best of all worlds, because you get to meet new people. You're able to create community, and in doing that, you now have a cohort that you can rely on and communicate with over the 3-day period that you're at home doing this cleanse. And then afterward, you have relationships that you can continue as well. And so I think the goal is to create a community and to create the circumstances by which people can actually make true and radical changes with their life. So I believe that food is medicine. 80% of our health and wellness is based on nutrition. It has to start with food, but it also involves really other important things like breathing and movement, and of course the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda. So I feel like we've been able to capture everything in one basket that we can just hand to people, and all they have to do is receive it.
Beautiful, beautiful. So it's a good segue into the food. So we've released the menu for January, which is going to be global healing, ingredients incorporated into every cleanse. So talk to us about your method behind creating this beautiful meal plan.
So number one, I start with my local farmers and I see what is hyper local coming out of the ground. So our goal is to get nutrient dense food to all of our clients so that they can feel the difference. They can feel what it feels like to eat something that was harvested within 24 hours, that was grown from heirloom seeds, that was grown in a regenerative way. This is so important. And so that's where I start. That's my building block. And then on top of that, I let, the season, kapha season, we're in kapha season, which is, governed by bitter, sweet, and astringent flavors so that we can dry up that mud, all that water and earth that's in the air that's making us sick. And then I just kind of let my creativity take me wherever those ingredients point me based on those, flavors of pungent, bitter, and astringent. And so that's how we do it.
Beautiful. I think eating nutrient-dense, hyper-local food plays a huge role into this. So thank you, Elizabeth, for that. I'll move on to Laura, just to keep everything tidy. Laura, so for someone that doesn't know well, before I say that, so Laura is going to be facilitating the 90 breathwork during the welcome dinner. So she'll be the first wellness expert that you'll experience when you join us for the welcome dinner. But Laura, go ahead and tell us a little bit about what 90 breathwork is for those that aren't familiar with it.
Thanks, Michelle. So 90 breathwork pairs perfectly with this immersive cleanse because it itself is an immersive modality for healing. Just like you see me wearing here, every participant will be wearing noise-canceling headphones, and they will be guided through a breathwork pattern along with listening to layers of sound, music, as well as some vocal coaching on how to do that breathwork pattern. So it is an intersection of sound, breath, as well as hypnotherapy. So there's going to be some, I call it the whisper track that's along in the background that's going to be giving everyone some positive little seeds of greatness that's going to be planted in their mind. And what makes 90 breathwork so powerful, I think, is that especially for the cleanse, but just in general, is it's working directly on your nervous system. So instead of you trying to consciously think about having to relax or you're trying to think your way out of stress, your body is receiving those sounds, receiving those messages, and it's getting the signal that it's safe to just let go. So that way we can release the tension, release emotion, and it puts them in a much better state. So most people say after they've listened to 90 breathwork, they feel lighter or calmer, more clear. They have clarity about the direction that they're headed. And so it's not forcing anything. It's working with the body and the mind and the spirit, and it's creating the right conditions for the body to reset itself.
Wonderful. And a quick question. So why do you think this is important for someone to do at the very beginning of the cleanse before they eat anything?
Because how we show up at the cleanse is just as important as what we're about to eat. So most people, as they start something new, whether they're rah, 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 ready for it, there's still sometimes resistance that's on the inside. We may show up, for our new gym appointment and we might run in there and we're stressed. We're stressed that we're running late, or we may be a little nervous about what's going to be in the food, if we're going to like it. We might be concerned or just carrying something from the previous season that's mulling away in the back of our mind. So those things affect our nervous system. They leave us in that fight or flight response. And the body can't really receive all the nourishment it needs unless we shift over to the heal and receive part of our nervous system, which is our parasympathetic part of our nervous system. And breath work helps that shift. So it's shifting our body out of the stress mode into that rest and repair mode. And we're going to do that right before we ever take our first bite. So we're creating a calm internal environment so that the digestion, the detoxification, and the healing can happen. So it's kind of like clearing out static before we tune into the signal. And the breath work really will help people slow down, helps them reconnect to their body. Again, we're in that slower season. It helps them set that intention for the cleanse, and not from a place of restriction or discipline, but from a place of care, self-care, love, and respect. And so they can walk into the cleanse ready. And the particular mini journey that I've picked out for everyone is one that's very empowering. It's got very positive messages that are very encouraging, and yet those other layers of sound are unwinding and releasing some of the tension and stress that you may not even be aware that you're carrying. So
Wonderful.
out
Well,
with the old, in with the new. Perfect for the new year.
we can't wait for that. Thank you so much, Laura. I'll segue into Carrie. So Carrie brings some gentle movement and dance after Laura has completed her 90 breath work and before the Ayurvedic workshop dinner. So Carrie, why do you feel that gentle movement and dance, or how does it differ from traditional movement and the working out for healing the body?
Um, well, first of all, after Laura's beautiful 9D, we'll be in a deep state of rest. And so my focus is to bring us up gently back into the space that we're in, preparing our bodies for this beautiful meal that Elizabeth has created. Um, and then if we think about it, a traditional workout is often about, effort, output, pushing the body. And then during a cleanse, the body is already working hard internally, digesting, detoxing, recalibrating. And so gentle movement like yoga and intuitive dance supports the process instead of competing with it. Um, gentle yoga, um, calms the nervous system. It supports digestion. We'll do some twists and stretches that really support our into our body in that digestive process. And then it increases circulation a little bit, and then it also helps the lymphatic system to help get rid of the waste out of our bodies, and without creating that stress or depletion. And then, of course, dance is just joy. And so when our minds are living in that state of joy, our bodies heal better and work better when we're in that joy state. And so dance is just a reminder that healing doesn't have to be super serious or forceful. Um, and dance also helps with our mental state as well. Um, Again, living in that, it releases endorphins that are helpful to our bodies to help process. So during a cleanse, we're not trying to burn or fix anything. We're just creating conditions for the body to do what it already knows how to do, right? And movement pairs with that really well.
Perfect. How would you say that goes deeper than just a regular cleanse with food, like your particular modality?
Well, food is incredibly powerful, right? It nourishes, it repairs, it supports on a cellular level in the body, not just it works on a different layer. Um, Movement helps us release kind of stored emotions, stored energy, or energy that's stuck. And so when you do that kind of thing, movement, that kind of movement, dancing or yoga or gentle stretching, um, it helps release that stored tension. It helps release stuck emotions, stuck energy, and patterns that live in the body. So when we carry things like stress, grief or control or overwhelm in our muscles, our joints, and our nervous system, gentle movement and dance give those things somewhere to go, that release, right? And especially during a cleanse, movement helps release what we've been holding physically, emotionally. Um, Energetically, so the nourishment of the food can actually land more deeply in our bodies. Food feeds the body, movement frees the body.
Love it.
And together, that's where the real healing begins. Food gives us those building blocks, movement clears the space.
I love
Nice.
it. I love it.
Yeah,
Beautifully said. Thank you, Carrie.
thank
Well,
you. You're welcome.
I'll round out just from an Ayurvedic perspective. Again, I'm Michelle, a certified Ayurvedic coach. on the immersive cleanse. But from an Ayurvedic perspective, the reason why we look at this from the food we eat, our breath work, body movement, through yoga, is because Ayurveda looks at the body holistically and all the systems together. So we're really tackling the emotional body, the mind body, the mental body, and the physical body together through all these modalities. So you're really getting this is why it's called an immersive cleanse, because you're getting a view of what it would be like to live Ayurvedically for 3.5 days. So you're basically dipping your toes in the pond, so to speak, of Ayurveda. And our hope is that, these become habits, as Elizabeth mentioned, that go beyond the 3.5 days that you spend with us. But in essence, Ayurveda is the science of life. That's what it means. And it's one of the oldest medical, if not the oldest medical science in the world. So we're basing a lot of the nutrition and the movement and the breath work from this standpoint with some modernization to it. But it's essentially finding balance every day. That's what Ayurveda is. So we want to find balance. So we're empowering you with these tools. And all you have to remember is that I have to balance my mental body, I have to balance my emotional body, and I have to balance my physical body every day. And it is a journey, and it is a daily journey. And that's why we give you daily practices so that these become a part of your daily life. And that's, that is Ayurveda in a nutshell. That is the goal of Ayurveda, is just to find balance. So that is the reason why we're looking at it in this way. But I'm just going to check in to see if we had any questions or comments. We just have a congratulations on the airport location to be soon announced with Farm Table. But since we don't have some questions, I will ask questions to these ladies, starting with Elizabeth. What are you hoping for 2026 with this program?
I am hoping for deep change, not only with the cleanse, but with myself. So I'm looking forward to the 90 breath work. I tell my staff that if I'm doing yoga, you should be happy, because I'm a much better leader, and I'm a much better person, mother, wife, leader, chef, everything, if I'm taking care of myself. And so I think that we should be taking care of ourselves all the time. But I know 25 was a stressful year on many accounts. So I'm looking forward to 26 being about self-care and being about like radical change from the inside. And it involves everything that we're talking about here, and just getting back on the bandwagon. So that's why I'm doing this, because I want to do it too.
I love it. I love it. All right. What about you, Laura?
I am, as always, so curious about the human experience, and I love watching humans go through transformation. I love witnessing them and hearing about their experiences and them discovering the power that's within them. Simple things that we've taken for granted for so long, that we look for, these other fixes in many other places, and yet with what you're offering here, we're turning people back to things that have been around a long, long time, and they're so available to us. Food as medicine, dance as medicine, your own breath, it's on board
Right.
with you all the time. So
That's right.
helping people return to themselves so they recognize that they have the power within them to make those radical changes. Um, yeah, I'm very excited as a practitioner to see all that. And then I am going to be experiencing the cleanse for the first time as an individual. I'll be participating in the online community, so I'll be sharing my insights. My background is I was a precision nutrition certified nutrition coach for several years, and so I've coached people through nutritional changes and mindset changes. And I went through that program myself too, and learned so much about myself and how my body works. So I'm excited to see how this Ayurvedic cleanse affects my body, my mind, my spirit, my energy. I'm looking forward to my own little self experiment.
It's good. Well, we give ourselves the medicine we give out, so we take it too. I love it, Laura. What about you, Carrie?
I think what I'm really excited about, of course, the food is incredible and amazing, and my body always feels good when I do the cleanse. I've done it a few times, couple times, and um, it's just incredible. But what I'm looking forward to in relation to the cleanse and um, what it's going to do for San Antonio, I think, is to create community, um, really igniting this wellness community in San Antonio and bringing together so many different aspects of wellness, food, Ayurveda, breath work, movement, all of it together in one place. Um, I think is just really a special thing for our community. And so that's what I'm most looking forward to is how this community grows and blossoms and really, looks to each other for support and um, just guidance and joy. Yeah, that's what I'm
Yay.
looking forward to.
Beautiful. Well, I myself am looking forward to bringing Ayurveda to the community. I invested in getting certified for Ayurveda in one of the oldest Ayurvedic institutions in the US. So I'm obviously drinking the Kool-Aid, so to speak, but I want to bring it forth. Elizabeth has forged the path for us as wellness experts in bringing Ayurveda to the city, but I want to support her in that endeavor and then also fulfill my own mission to spread the word on Ayurveda and how beneficial it is to be living in an Ayurvedic way. So yes, I hope all of our intentions come true. But I want to thank everybody on the call. Before we head out, I do want to say a couple of things. So we still have a couple of spaces left for the January 13th cleanse. There's only a few spots. We do have a cutoff date of this Friday, sorry, at midnight. So we do need all the enrollments to happen before then to prepare. So hopefully we'll see some of you there. But we have a good turnout so far. We have a good group. Everyone's excited about the new year. And then we're also very excited about rolling out our subscription packages for 2026. So that is a 20% discount for a purchase of 4. So you're actually getting each cleanse for $320 versus $400. And you can use them consecutively, or you can space them out through the year. Or if you wanted to buy 2 or 3, you can have a package of 8 or 12 for the whole year. But it's just whichever way you prefer. And then also we rolled out casseroles. So we listened to some feedback for people that are stay-at-home moms or moms in general, or fathers, parents, and they're eating this beautiful food and their families just watching them eat the beautiful food, and they feel bad, and they also don't have time to cook. So we thought about that. We thought about you, and we've put together a casserole where you can have a casserole every evening, and you just have to worry about heating up the food for your family, and then you're all eating along the same line. So those are some of the new changes we've done for 2026. We've had tremendous feedback for 2025. We did it September, October, November, December. Our participants have reported weight loss, better sleep, better digestion, more mental or more groundedness, and more awareness of their body, just to name a few things. But I
Reduce
think
inflammation.
reduce
People
inflammation.
dealing with a lot of with a lot of different issues. Obviously, lack of or reduction of inflammation has been huge for our participants. That's been wonderful to see.
Yes, including some of the weight loss does occur because of inflammation reduction, water retention, and some of the muscles that are, chronically stressed and chronically inflamed. And we have seen that as well. So some of the participants come to us with chronic inflammation conditions, and they've seen an incredible change. To share a few, some arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, where they've regained a little bit of their mobility, and their joints don't feel as stiff. And that's just 3.5 days. And it is a lasting impression with 3.5 days. But again, the goal is that you do this for your life, for the rest of your life. And then you're also connected with us on the online platform for life. So you will always have a connection to us and our expert guidance. So this is a lifelong journey.
As well as the recipes, Michelle. So all of the recipes are on there as well, which is really fun. So you're able to be a lifetime member and to continue to get access to all these recipes, which are hopefully the beginning of our cookbook. So you get a first glance at many of the recipes that we will be putting in our cookbook. Very, very exciting.
Yay! I know. I can't wait for more. I'm addicted. Well, I just want to finalize the call with, one statement. It's not about restriction. So our cleanse is not about restriction. It's about reconnection to yourself, learning the needs of your body, and slowing down. Because, if you compare it to other cleanses out there, it does focus on restriction, but we're the opposite of that. We want you nourished. We want you balanced. We want you connected with yourself. And that all happens with us. So I'll close it out with that. It's been wonderful, ladies. Thank you so much for your time. And I look forward to seeing some of you out there in our next cleanse. Thank you so much.
Definitely. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Thank you.